Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Coach Curt Cignetti Show. Jack Benedict with you as we talk IUP Crimson Hogs football. And what a day it was Saturday. Homecoming, beautiful sunshine, and a beautiful game. 48-19 over Slippery Rock. Coach, you and I, we talk here different weeks. Every game is different. Last week was a slow start. This week, boy, the fans weren't even in their seats yet, and you came right out. Great start for you, and then just continued.
Yeah, it was a great day, great weather, beautiful crowd, large crowd, and I mean, we really started fast and played extremely well. You know, going in, Slippery Rock had been a very good first quarter team. We traditionally have been a great first quarter team, but this year we've been a good first quarter team and a great second quarter team. So, you know, the first decision was if you win the toss, whether you take the ball or defer. And we've won every coin toss this year, and we defer normally. I thought about taking the ball at Cal. But I had a strong sense that our defense really could make a statement in this game against Slippery Rock's offense. They're extremely talented, but they're a little different than they were last year. And I had total confidence that, you know, we could get them on and off the field. And I thought their defense against our offense matched up not like a I still felt good about it, but I thought that could be a tougher struggle because they have 8 seniors on their starting defense. So we held them. It was a 3-and-out plus a penalty. Then we get the ball the first play and hit Alan Wright on a 6-yard hitch route off of a run. And he breaks 2 tackles, makes a strong run, and we're up 7-0 right off the bat. Before you know it, the very next series, you know, we force a fumble, and Jay Watkins returns it for a touchdown. Right. So it's 14-0, you know, before you know it.
Yeah, and we've talked about this before. Your defense has really caused some people problems. You have forced other teams into turnovers like that.
We've created a lot of turnovers on defense, and we haven't had many on offense. We're really highly rated in the country in turnover ratio.
Yeah, well, you blocked an extra point attempt right in the beginning, which was big, because that can change the course of the game. Yeah. We saw a little bit later on, we'll talk about Alan Wright in a moment, but a little bit later on, we've got to talk about the pass from Zach Kelly in reverse. I know you guys worked on it, and you had to find a proper time, right?
Well, yeah. I felt really good about that play all week long. That it had a real chance, and it was just a matter of getting it inserted at the right time. And it was the perfect opportunity because Slippery Rock had shanked the punt. We had the ball about midfield on the left hash, which is where we wanted it for that particular play. It was 1st and 10, which is generally a base defensive down for them. So we dialed it up, and it worked like a charm. It was Kelly. Zach Kelly made a great throw to Alan Wright, and
there it was.
Got the place rocking.
Yeah, it really was right in the beginning. Let me get back to Alan Wright. Started out as a defensive player, but he's a guy, if you had to, you could probably use him both ways in the game, couldn't you, if he had enough stamina?
Yeah, we could, and we have. We've practiced him on both sides of the ball, and you know, he's come to me, you know, wanting to play offense, and we've given him his opportunity, and he's made the most of it the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, gives you another weapon, that's for sure. That's right. I'm going to talk about some guys here. I'm going to have you bring it up the offensive line because Arnold, Morganti, Byer, Peterson, Cooper, what a job they have been doing. And they went almost the whole way, and it was hot. Terrific job by them.
They played extremely well, very physical. The run game numbers may not show it, but, you know, Slippery Rock was all out to stop the run, which created the pass opportunities. Those guys really played well, as did Kevin Edwards, our tight end. Our backs ran really well. Receivers blocked well.
Yeah. I think Samir Bullock had a very quiet 120 yards. Yeah. He didn't even know it, and he almost broke one for you.
Oh, yeah, and the shoe came off or he'd have scored. You know, he broke a run, and, you know, his shoe is halfway on and halfway off, so they caught him at the 10-yard line. Because normally when he breaks in the secondary, you know, he's not going to get caught.
Yeah. Some of the other guys, in addition to Watkins, of course, Franco played his very steady game. You played without Takai Turner, but a guy like Nick Dabowski gave you a good effort. And what an interception he had.
Yeah, it was a big play, a big turnover by Nick. He came in. Miles Catlin hurt his heel early in the game and went out. And him and Damon Lloyd split time. They both did a great job. Kevin Clark played outstanding. I thought everybody on defense really flew around. We really ran to the ball and played extremely physical, which is, you know, what we were wanting to get done, and you know, that was great to see.
We talk about halftime adjustments and what you tell a team at halftime if it's a nothing, if it's close, or like in Cal, you give up a touchdown. But when you have a big lead, so what do you do at halftime on something like this?
Well, you know, we were able to put one on the board there at the end of the half. We hit Walt down the middle, and you know, he scored, but they didn't give him the touchdown, and we got it in 2 or 3 plays later.
He did score, didn't he?
Yeah, he scored.
Okay. I wasn't wrong on my call then.
You know, and they tacked one on late on us, so it was 38-12, and you know, basically the message there was, look, that was a good first half. Now we got to get ourselves prepared to play the second half. Tried to stay away from the negatives like no letdowns, this and that, and just talk technically about some things that we needed to do, you know, to play a good second half, one play at a time. And you know, we came out on offense and had the ball for almost 7 minutes on the first drive and kicked a field goal, which just added to the lead, and felt pretty good about it, you know, from that point on.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. They had the ball 11 more minutes than you did in the first half, and then you came out and you played old-style football.
Yeah.
And you, as you mentioned, you ate up clock, yeah.
Well, you know, we had run one play on offense, and there was 6 minutes left in the first quarter, and we were up 14-0. You know,
Yeah.
so you know, that was a little bit unusual. But in the second half, we kind of milked the clock a little bit and ran the clock, and you know, that was that.
Yeah. Another phase, which was solid and improved, were your 3S guys, your kickers. Talk about your kickers.
I think our kicking game has really improved and still can improve more. And you know, I think Stewart is doing a nice job of kicking the ball. He's putting it through the uprights. Our protection's been good. You know, I really have confidence and have all year long the way he's been kicking. Matt Spiegel, Jordan Spangler,
yeah,
the punter,
those guys
has done a really nice job. Our protection's been good. Our coverage, except for one time Saturday at the end of the game. I thought that Malik Anderson did a great job of returning punts, fielding punts, returning kickoffs. And then what do we have left here?
Well, you had
our kickoff coverage.
Yeah, your coverage.
Yeah, you know, we went with Dylan Sarka at kicker, and he kicked well. Our coverage, for the most part, was good. So, I mean, that's a big part of the game, and we're getting better, and you know, still want to improve more.
Yeah, you know, I wanted to bring up Brian Stewart for just a moment. I know he'd been struggling. Last year's game was, you know, he remembers, but he's been solid for you all year, which very, very consistent. And that takes a lot of work in the off season, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And I saw his improvement at the end of last season. Ryan made some big field goals for us in the playoffs. And in spring football, he was extremely consistent. And I just think that, you know, there was a little learning there in terms of, you know, what this level was all about, as opposed to maybe where he had been before. And he's been money.
Yeah, yeah. Some people don't realize how good Division II football is. I don't think, unless they see it enough. Let's talk about Clarion. They're struggling. They're giving up a lot of points. They have a quarterback that's been good. I guess he's been in and out. Maybe that's inconsistency. I'm not sure. We know they have at least 3 good receivers.
Yeah, they're a dangerous team on offense. I'm not sure what the status of the quarterback, Connor Simmons, is. He's listed as week to week. He hadn't played the last 2 weeks. But he was very effective last year. He's got good numbers this year, too. And, you know, if he plays, he can cause you some headaches because they've got some tall receivers on the outside, some good slots. They've got a good running back. They do a nice job on offense. On defense, you know, they've struggled a little bit on defense, but a lot of different looks that you have to prepare for, which is a challenge.
Yeah, Curt, the stand pat question, I guess, is when you win a big game. That was the only game in the country, I understand, between 2 nationally ranked teams. So that was a pretty big deal, and a lot of fans, a lot of rivalry, and all that. As for a letdown week, but you have 3 or 4 games at home, and this team seems to be very, very focused.
Yeah, and that's the key of the drill right there, is focus. I think this is something that we need to build on and continue to develop as a team. We've got areas that we can tighten up, and I really was proud of our effort, the way we flew around, which is how we have to play every week. And it's all about, you know, the process of one day at a time. So we'll see how we respond this week, but I'm confident that we'll respond the right way.
You know, one thing we've done this show, I don't think we've even mentioned Lenny Williams. He played a solid game, but there are so many weapons that you have, and it's an integral part of this team, and they are fun to watch.
Yeah, well, we've got good people, and Lenny had an outstanding game. Of course, you know, his status early in the week, last week, was questionable, but I thought he played very well, and you know, I think we could have done more in the second half. We really could have, but you know, what was the point?
Right.
And you know, because hopefully we have a lot of games left to play, and you got to watch sometimes the number of plays, you know, in terms of long term and your health, the number of hits guys take, stuff like that. So. But Lenny played great.
Yeah, he did. Injury situation, looked like you came out to pretty good shape.
Yeah, we did. Miles Catlin went out early with a heel injury, and you know, we've got a couple guys sore today. But I think we're starting to turn the corner with the injuries, and hopefully, you know, we can kind of hit this stretch run here at the end in better health than we started the season.
Overall, we always talk about the 3 phases. And you got an A+ on each of them this week.
Yeah, and I was really proud of our defense, the number of 3-and-outs they had and some 4-and-outs, and just the way they handled them up front and ran to the ball and hit. And I think they imposed their will a little bit on Slippery Rock.
Well, it was nice to see some guys back into. I know Matt Moad's been slowed by injuries earlier this year, but he gives you a lot of excitement, a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and more depth, of course.
Well, yeah, and he's an experienced player. I mean, you know, he's been in defense for 4 years, and he understands his assignments, and he's a good technician. He's got a quick body. He can put pressure on the passer, and all those guys are getting better. And you know, we had that period of time without Jamal, where you know that was tough because he's one of the best down guys in the league.
Yeah.
And you know, he's played the last 2 weeks. He hadn't been 100%, but I think his health will only improve here as we go on.
Yeah, Jamal Everett just gutting it out. Hey, good luck, 1 o'clock Saturday, Clarion. Let's hope that the people that came to homecoming will come back and we'll get a similar crowd, because that was really exciting.
Yeah, that was a great day.
Yeah, good job.
Thanks.
All right, 48-19, Slippery Rock, that's gone. Clarion's next. 1 o'clock kickoff at Cignetti Field at Miller Stadium on Saturday, so join us for all the coverage. And for Coach Cignetti, Jack Benedict, we hope you have a nice evening.